Welcome to Hump Day with Hollywood Hay. We're going to use our craft at Saratoga today. Should be a lot of fun today out there in the we got the jumper, so we got a little while to get going today before we get running. But just as a reminder, we always have some free stuff available for you over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Just pull that up on the screen for you today. I think today's free jack is Ajax Downs. Terry, I know you've been to a lot of tracks in your life. Have you ever been there?
No, haven't ever been to that one.
I don't even know where it is. Do you?
Not really.
Yeah, I've not been there either. But doesn't matter because free picks are free picks. And if they make you some money, so be it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a great weekend of racing, too. This weekend is the Whitney, if I remember correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
The big wagering guide at the end of the month will be the Travers Stakes. So if you go ahead and get a monthly subscription, then you will also get the wagering guide for the Travers along with the Whitney picks for this weekend. There's a link in the description below. Kindly use that so they know where you came from. Just a little bit. When the show is over, you can head on over to horseracingtoday.net right there, dead center of the screen. We'll post all of today's comments, today's picks, today's wagers, as well as a replay of the show. In the description on YouTube, we'll timestamp every race. There's also a link to our smart sheets, which we'll talk about in just a minute, as well as an explanation and a tip jar. So if you like what you do, kindly head on over there and give us a tip. Another way you can help the show out is hit that HRT gear button right there on horseracingtoday.net and get yourself a t-shirt or a hat for 20% off right now. And finally, you can help us out by liking or commenting or just being a participant in today's show. Right, Terry?
That's right.
All right. So race number one, Terry, these are almost as fun for me as I actually prefer these over the quarter horse races because I feel like there's more intrigue and it's a little bit more of a story. But what's the first race about?
Well, it's a hurdle race. It's a 2 3/8 mile on the turf, and it's a purse of $70,000 allowance race. It's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
So yesterday I talked about those horses running about 400 yards in 25 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
We both laughed about how long it would take us to do the same thing. You think either one of us could hurdle the hurdles?
I'd probably crash into the first one trying to jump it.
Yeah, I can't imagine me getting over any of those hurdles either. In any case, I don't have any profile of a winner. I don't have any additional color to add other than they're going to run. They're going to jump. And when they're done running and they're done jumping, Terry, I'm sure you have reasons for why you like what you like. But let's go ahead and talk about your picks for the opener.
Yeah, I like the 5 Hidden Path. He has finished in the money in 5 races out of the last 6 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. St. John's, the 6th second choice, has finished in the money in 7 races out of the last 9 starts, and he won 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Memento, the 7, won his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And I like is my long shot, Holy Moly, the 1. He won his last race at Laurel. No additional bets for me here. And let me say, I don't see any kind of horse racing that I don't like.
I'm going to go 6-5-7-2. How about that? There's
right.
No logic for it, just the way I'm going to roll. All right, so let's head on off to race number 2, Thoroughbred Racing, where I'll have some opinions. Maybe they'll be good. I don't know. It had a decent pick 4 yesterday, but really not a lot else came through for us. But let's talk about race number 2 and what's going to happen there.
Yeah, it's a 7 furlong race, and it's an optional claiming race, $45,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. It's a $100,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, pulled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry, which have never won $20,000 twice other than a maiden claiming starter, or which have never won 3 races, or an optional claiming price of $45,000.
Yeah, we only got 4 characters in this play today, but at 7 furlongs, early speed does well. 3 of 11, 1 wire to wire. There's a pretty strong rail, which is probably going to be Matoli's Girl, the 2-horse. And then 2 and 3 play fair. As I mentioned, only 4 horses in this field, Terry. So in race number 2, let's talk a little bit about what little bit of information the smart sheets share in a 4-horse race.
Well, according to what you can see there, that 2 should have all the speed in the world and get out there first as long as you get a good break.
Yeah, it's the only one that has not hit par yet. Par for this level being 83. but came within 2 points of that, Terry. It looks like the 4-horse in our 1,000 simulations where we spit out speed figures, 599 out of 1,000 times. That horse absolutely showed it can hit that number. Terry, when you look at the race shape, looks like the 2 should be forward. Everybody else should give chase. But in this short field, who's going to get the best trip?
Well, it looks like the 2. If you can take a look there, it's 93.2%, and followed up by that 6. So they'll be very comfortable in this race.
Yeah, you never know. The 3-horse has a last race speed figure edge of 5 points. Again, Andrew Byers has a 3-point speed figure edge. Should be enough to merit your attention. 2-horse grades out as your top total pace horse. So what? All 4 of them, the winner's guaranteed to be in that mix, Terry. Who's at the top of your ticket for race number 2?
Well, in race 2, I like the 4-horse, Embraceable Gal. She ran second in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 21% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route to a sprint. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. Matoli's Girl, the 2, is my second choice, has won 2 races out of the 4 career starts, has a trainer who wins 19% of the sprints he has horses running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey, True Empress, the 3. Third choice won her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like number 6, Army Gal. Hit the gate when she, in her last race and finished 4th. And she has a third place finish at Saratoga, so you know she can go handle this track, and she can go the distance. No additional bets for me.
I'm going to start off with the 2-horse, Matoli's Girl. Going to be on the lead, so I think that's very likely to happen in there. Got that strong C-zone. That combination usually fares pretty well. I think it has the most untapped potential in this 4-horse race, only making its 5th start. The only other time this horse made 2 starts in a row, the second start after a layoff, major pop. And I would recommend reading a book called Thoroughbred Cycles. I think Mark Kramer's the gentleman who wrote it. I think that I found a lot of that information to be useful in trying to see when the horse or trainer is trying to peak the horse out. Next up is True Empress for me, the 3-horse. Didn't run that top last race speed figure, 6 points better than anybody else. And if you look through its resume, again, that trend seeking, this horse does tend to pair or triple up. Great efforts. Embraceable Gal. That one is very, very, very consistent. It is our simulation favorite, but it basically runs the same race over and over and over and over again. So it's got a high floor, low ceiling. If anybody shows any additional upside, could be beat. And then racing colors. There's 4 horses in this field, Terry, so somebody has to be 4th out of 4. And since we both put that one last, it's probably going to be the winner. That's usually how that works out, right?
That's right. Yep.
No picks in race 1. We did race 1, Don Johnson. We just did it real fast right there. We went to boom, 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 boom. Race 2, number 2. There you go. Private Ross, good to see you again. We missed you on Monday and Tuesday, our good friend. Let's move off to race number 3, where assuredly we will have some picks for that race as well. What's going on there?
It's a 6 furlong maiden claiming race, $20,000 claiming price, purse $38,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yep, and the profile of a winner at 6 furlongs is speed, baby, speed. 27% Eddie George, never known for speed. Big, powerful back. But hey, 27% could power their way to the finish line here. On the front, there's a rail bonus for contract law. 2 and 3, those are really the best places to find your horse. 4 through 7, they get smacked around a little bit. And 8, now a little bit of a bonus, Terry. So if a 2 or a 3 has some wheels, maybe you're onto something. Where's the speed?
Well, the 2 does show some speed, but so does the 1, 3, and 4. So it's really, to me, anyone's guess who's going to get out of that gate the best and get that quarter pole.
Yeah, they're going to get smoking around the track there, Terry. You see here that none of them so far have hit par. A couple have come close, but down here with that 6 horse making its second start, second race par ability gives that horse an opportunity to get above par today, Terry. And what are the odds that that happens?
Well, I think it's pretty good. As you can see, it's got the best par number of any of the horses in here. It's 40%. Closest to it is that 2 at 30%.
Mm-hmm. You see over here, too, 3 horses dropping in class. Those are the red ones with the down arrows. 3 horses moving up. in class. Terry, anybody here offer any value betting wise?
Well, the one shows it can go 12 to 1 to 15 to 1, that 2, 6 to 5 to 5 to 2. And then the 4 shows that it can go from 4 to 1 to 9 to 2, a small overlay.
So in our race shape, the 3 wants to lead, the 2 and 4 want to be co-pilots, the 6 wants to close. So far, the 1 and the 5 not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. Terry, not a really strong C-zone stuff over here. Sunset Sizzle, last race, speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. A ginormous late speed advantage of about 4 lengths. Every 5 points equals 1 length. See over here, a 2-length total pace advantage. Anybody going to top that 6, Terry, in race number 3?
Well, I think the 4 might. I like the 4 Stirred Up. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the maiden claiming races she has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then Chocolate, the 3 horse.
Best kind of chocolate.
What's that?
The best sort of chocolate.
That's right. Joe Chocolate. Anyway, she ran 2nd versus similar in her last race, can improve at the shorter distance. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning jockey as well. Sunset Sizzle, the 6, my 3rd choice, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, has the highest last speed rating. And then I like Laughing Lady, the 2 is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Returning to dirt can be a plus, and she drops in class today. I'm going to play the 1st Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4, 2, 3, 4, 6 with the 6 singled, with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Finish up with the 1, 4, 9, 10. That's a $48 ticket.
Yeah, real quick, because those first jumpers are about to get started. I got the 3 horse on top, Chocolate. Better early pace in its last. The only other time this horse ran 2 races in a row, major increase in its speed figure. Little shorter race going to help today. Stirred Up, the 4 horse. This one is in the money of 5 of 6 races. Showed some better early pace. Decent workout. Cutting back in distance should be helpful as well. Number 2, Laughing Lady. That one, Terry, is the simulation favorite. Really good shot to be the pace setter here. And then the 6 horse did run that top last race speed figure. Is that 2nd race par ability horse. Huge late speed edge. 4 lengths, 2-length total pace. But it's a track riser coming in from, I think, Delaware Park. And anytime I don't like I love track droppers, not a big fan of track risers, but I will put the track riser in my pick 4. 2, 3, 4, 6 with the 3, 6, with the 2, 3, with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. My pick 4 is also $48. And race number 1, they are rolling around the track right now and looking like they're going at a pretty decent clip. The 7 horse is the early pace setter. 4 horse right in there. Saad in the mix as well. The 1 horse, holy moly, that guy is in contention too as they jump over the first one. I think maybe we might be able to clear one of those hurdles, Terry. If we go ahead, we've got to go. I don't think we can do feet first. We'd have to go head first. Like, somersault over it.
I'd have to have a tambourine.
Might work too. The 7 horse continues to set the tone as they make their way in to the turn, and boo, over the jump they go. And around the corner they go as well, staying to the right side of those orange pylons. They're kind of sauntering along. I think that's a good horse racing term. Then the 4 horse, Saad, is in 2nd. Those 2 continue to, they're really not changing. They're all just kind of running around the track in the same position for now. Nobody's trying to make any sort of advancement on anybody else, as they're all probably just trying to time their run. If I remember correctly, they go around a bunch of times. So last time I got confused and thought first time around the backstretch they were coming home. Over the next jump they go. Looks like a nice sunny day there in Saratoga Springs, New York. Sun's out, nice shadows. The grass is green, as are the shrubs on the jump. I got a feeling they're not real bushes, but I don't know. I've never jumped one, so I can't say. 7 horse, Memento, still the one for everybody to catch. She's got probably about a 1-length lead over the 4 horse, Syed, although you have a couple of horses now trying to get engaged, going a little wide around the turn. I know going wide around the turn is not really helpful when you're trying to run a regular race. I can't imagine it's more useful in a longer race. Probably about 6 horses from the nose of the 7 to the tail of the 5 horse, Hidden Path. is Terry's top pick. That guy's going to have to get some room up the front. He doesn't look like he's trying very hard so far, though. So they're coming to the finish line for the first time. I have to say the 7 looked a little tired running over. They're running out the crew to go hide those jumps now as they come their way around the second time around the track and the final time around the track. The 7 horse definitely looks like he's tiring a little bit because everybody's trying to pull up on him a little. Boom, 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 boom. Either that or he's trying to save a little bit of energy. Staying to the right side of the cones, going around the turn. I can't imagine trying to tell a story like this, Terry, if you're the actual track announcer. I would just wait until they hit the quarter pole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that turn for home. They're now making their way to the backstretch for the second and final time. And the 7 horse right now, Memento, continues to be on the lead. Saeed continues to run in second, although the 3 horse now, Awesome Strike, has gotten himself within striking distance. Very back of the pack is the 1 horse, Holy Moly. Holy Moly running off the course. So he said, I have had enough of this nonsense. And then they come in now. They're all bouncing off of each other. They're looking more like quarter horses than jumpers. The very back of the pack now is Saeed after spending most of his time in the front. The 7 horse is in retreat as well, Terry. And the 5 and the 6 horse have emerged with the 3 horse, the 1A. Maybe that's why that other one jumped out of the business there. Here comes the 5 horse. On the outside, Buffalo Girl. As they make their way down the stretch for home. Who's going to have the most juice as this race comes to a close? Looks like that 2 horse on the outside is coming the best, Terry. But the 5 horse is up in there on the front, too. Got that 1A in the mix. I think the 5's going to get the win. Over the 6, although that 2 horse is still coming pretty aggressively. No, that's the 1A. I don't know. 5, 1A, 2, 3. 5, 1A, 2, and 3. That's the way the opener goes. The 5 horse going off at 3-1. Hidden Path. So Terry with the top picking jumper today.
Yeah.
All right. In race number 3, Private Ross likes the 2 horse. In race number 4, he likes the 7. Which is a little foreshadowing of where we're going to go now to race number 4.
All right. So let's go there. It's going to be a stretch out to 1 mile and 3/8. It's Ian Turf, optional claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, purse $120,000. And it's for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won $20,000 3 times other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred allowance, or which have never won 4 races, or which have not won $45,000 other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred allowance since January 30th, 25, or optional claiming price of $100,000. Wow, a lot of conditions.
Yeah, the reading of the conditions might be longer than the actual race. I think they have 2 at these 1 mile and 3/8. So pay attention to this one. They haven't run very many, so we don't really have a great detail on the profile of winner. Only 4 of them. Closers have won all of them. 0 have gone wire to wire. Outside posts are better than inside posts, Terry. So in race number 4, we mentioned closers. That's the best way to get to the finish line. And we see here 4 horses, Terry, that look like they got a lot more late speed than the rest.
Yeah, the 4, 2, 3, and 1 all show that they like to close. So we'll just have to see what happens there.
Yeah, the par speed figure, according to Brisnet, is 91, Terry. Anybody going to have a problem with that?
No, it appears they don't, because they've all equaled or exceeded it in the past, and all of them have a chance to do it today, especially that 3 has the best looking numbers, followed up by the 6 and then the 1.
Yeah, much like that opening race where everybody kind of just plods around the track. Our race shape tells us that everybody kind of wants to have some versatility, all PC types except for the 2. So this race can go a whole lot of different directions, Terry. Looks like most of these horses are going to like the way the race plays out, too.
Yeah, they're almost all going to be very comfortable. The only one that's maybe has a little problem is that 3, but it still has pretty good numbers.
Yeah, speaking of the 3, it's the only horse last time out to show some better early pace and better fractions. It is one of a trio dropping in class. So you got 2 pretty good class droppers here with the 6, Corruption, and the 1, Othello. The 3 also is your top last race speed figure, 7 points better than everybody else. Top 4 total pace. This in here, Terry, usually produces the winner, about 7 out of 10. I have noticed that simulation odds are pretty hot too, Terry. Who do you think is going to be the hottest horse in this one at the top of your ticket for the 4th and 1 mile and 3/8?
I like the 6 Corruption. Had won 4 races out of last 6 starts. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Switched to high percentage winning jock. Otello, or the one is. Yeah, is the one. He ran second on dirt in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 27% of the allowance races he has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Burden Day, the 3, is my third choice, ran third out of 2 starts, has 1/3 out of 2 starts at Saratoga, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 2 is my long shot, finished third in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me here.
Yeah, I'm going to go about and take a look at the 3 horse. I'm going to try to beat that big favorite in here, the 6 horse Corruption, because that one didn't run the top last race speed figure, 7 points better than everybody else. This is our top par plus horse. The only horse that ran better early pace, better fractions last time out, and making the classic 3rd start after layoff. So that guy should be better. Corruption is that big 7-5 morning line favorite. Has won 4 of its 8 races on turf. That's pretty solid. Terry mentioned 4 out of the last 6. This guy's tried Saratoga twice and hasn't found the board yet, making the 1st start after a layoff. And if you take a look again, race cycles, the last 2 times this horse, I think the only 2 times this horse came off the bench, its debut, and the only other first-time start after layoff, stunk. Number 1, Otello. This one's making its first attempt on grass. Has some of the best turf breeding, but in this case, the post probably not as good as we'd like it to be. Number 7, Masterpiece. This guy's definitely faced better company for sure, but the form of late has not been good, at least not now as well as it was when he was running against graded company. But as our good friend Tom likes to say, this horse did show signs of life last time out. All of the race internals were better from the start to the middle to the end. The only horse in the race to do that. Switching to Irad Ortiz today could be a tell that this horse is about to get back into that first-class form. No additional bets for me either here, Terry. Race 5 is the linchpin race in a 9-race card today, the one that connects the front of the card to the back of the card. And in this case, Terry, a bunch of them looking for their first win.
Yeah, it's a 6 furlong race. It's a maiden claiming race, $100,000 claiming price. And it's the first $72,000 for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
Terry knows the jumpers. Yes, he's got those jumpers over there. Help the show today. Hit that like button. It is indeed free. It's also free to post your comments and picks as well, like Private Ross. He likes the 2 and the 7 in this case. Noguchi, 6 furlongs. This will be the second run at 6 furlongs today at Saratoga. Again, as mentioned, 27% of the time, horses that get the first call also get the final call. Rail bonus for career risk. 2 and 3 is the best. 4 through 7 a penalty. 8 and out a bonus. Terry, all these guys trying to get that first W, usually being on the front is a good way to get there. And if you're going to be on the front, you got some speed. It looks like there's one fast one up in here.
That's right. That 4, it shows all the speed in the world compared to everybody else. If it gets a good break, the jockey makes the right decision, it should go to that front.
Yeah, should get out to the front. In these horse races, maiden special weights, looking for horses that have hit par, usually a good indication of where to start. We see 3 of them, Terry, that are on that mark.
Yep, that 2, 6, and 7 have either equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And then for the race today, the high above 50% is a 2, 6, and 7. And we figured that 50% threshold is where you need to be above. They should do pretty well today.
Yeah, the 7 horse got a good shot to get to the front there, Mr. Terry. 6 closes to 2, 4, and 8. So far, not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. The 1 and 3, today is their first day. So looking at some of the numbers over here for first-time starters, you see a bunch of no's, and we do have yeses in there. But still, anything over 2.5 merits your attention. The 3 horse, V Cruiser, some really nice workouts. And the 2 horse, Noguchi, our good friend Private Ross's pick. That one has second race par ability where it can get above par 2. The 6 horse, 13-point last race speed figure advantage over everybody else. This race, it can go a ton of different ways. Terry, which way did you take it?
Okay, well, in this race here, I like the number 7, Discotheque. tried turf in his last race without success. Now he returns back to the dirt, where he has finished in the money in his last 6 starts on the dirt and drops in class today. Fiddling Felix, the 6, is my second choice, ran second in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating, has a high percentage winning jockey. The 2 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Career Risk, the 1, is my long shot. He's a first-time starter. The Rail Post is winning a 21% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me here.
Well, I'm going to start like our good friend, Private Ross with the 2-horse, Noguchi. That one, if it makes second race improvement, would be enough to get to the winner's circle. You got Chad Brown, Irad Ortiz on the maiden special weight drop. Yeah, I got that one in my picks. Number 3, V Cruiser. That's the first-time starter. The Bullet and Go. Again, if you're new to the show, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But the Bullet and Go, right out of Barry Meadows' book, The Skeptical Handicapper. That last workout for trainer Linda Rice, 4 furlongs, 47 and 4, fastest to 46. That is a Bullet and Go. That means that horse has a better than 15% chance or alpha angle to take home the trophy today. And Kendrick, along with Linda Rice, they win 1/3 of the races together. Fiddling Felix, this 6-horse in there, Terry, did run that top last race beat figure, 13 points better than everybody else. Huge pop. I think you'll see some regression off of that peak race today. And this guy's been out 6 times with only a second. It's hard to put that guy on top or much higher in the picks for me. I wanted to put the 1-horse in front of the 6, Career Risk. Another first-time starter. You got excellent connections with Flavian Pratt, Chad Brown. I mean, and in New York, you can't do much better than that. But I've often heard it said that, especially for top barns like Chad Brown, you don't start horses you think you have a good chance to turn into something where they can be claimed, maiden claiming races, maiden claiming 100,000. Look how much they paid for this one, how much it cost to stud with Into Mischief, and yet they're running it at 100,000. So you pay 100,000 for the horse, and then you give 60% of 72,000. So what does that work out to be? 42 grand, 43 grand. Mm-hmm. So even if it wins, gets claimed, they're going to get 143 back on something they spent 220,000 for. They're going to lose a lot of money if this horse wins and gets claimed, Terry. What does that tell you?
They don't think it's going to be very good.
Yeah, I mean I think they're hoping they can get the W here against some lesser quality horses in their view. And recoup some of their money, but that kind of math scares me. I don't know about you. Rich, good racing commenter. Good job on they should hire you. I've tried to apply for some of that stuff, and so far, you know what they've told me?
Yeah, you're not a good-looking young woman.
That's probably what they told me, Terry, in a different way. They pointed to the door, but not with the pointer finger. All right, Terry, it just clicked in for Terry. All right, race number 6 is the beginning of the late pick 4, Terry, and another great way to start a pick 4, my friend.
Yeah, it's a 5.5 furlong turf, and it's a maiden race, $100,000 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
Yes, and this is a race of death, right? It ends the first pick 4 and begins the second pick 4. What a great way to do it. 5.5 furlongs on the turf with 2-year-olds. Flip a coin, and you probably still can't figure it out. 5.5 furlongs, you're looking for horses that have early speed. Well, actually, stalkers do the best, Terry. Only 12%. Tom Brady, I guess that's the best 12 ever. There's been a lot of good 12s. The rail is hit hard. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 almost fair. 8 and out a bonus. Terry, in this case, you got a lot of first-time starters in here. So really the only thing to focus on is the first-time scorers. There you got them. You got your back bullet workouts. Maybe a jockey trainer. Which jockey or trainer would you consider?
Well, the 4 looks like the best jockey. 10 looks like the best trainer. But I think the 10 is also the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, other than that, Terry, the 9-horse, the 1 of 2 first-time starters, looks like it's clearly better than the 4. I think you got to go all 4 horses in here from the first-time starter mix, Terry. You took a different route. Which route did you take?
Well, as you can see, if I can get there, in here, I went with that the starter that's already went out, the one with a little bit of experience, the 9 Street Sioux. She finished 3rd versus similar on the dirt in her last race. Can improve while retrying. grass. She has a high percentage winning trainer and a good 4 furlong workout on July 20th. Then I went with the 10 Sharp Mindset, a first-time starter who has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I went with number 4 Snow Face Princess, third choice. She finished fourth in her last race in the mud. Her dam has one winner from two starters, and one of them was turf winner. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and this combination of the last 14 days has been in the money 6 out of 9 starts, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. Santina, the one, is my long shot. She's also a first-time starter whose breeding suits today's sprint distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer. The last pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson, 1-4-9-10 with the 1-7 with the 2-8. Finish up with a 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. That's a $48 ticket.
All right. So I just, all these first-time starters, that's the route I went. You got the one horse, 2.96 out of 3. Got to rank that one first. Then I went with the horses with some back bullets in them. That would be, for me, next up on that list. If I just go over here, I would know for sure, right? Instead of trying to look at my notes. The 2 horse, then the 7 horse, and then the 10 horse, Sharp Mindset. Although I feel like the 6 and the 4 also have some opportunity to show up here. So, honestly, I hope the 6 horse wins because that's a 30-1 shot morning line. It has a pretty good first timer score, but my pick 4 is going to go 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. You'd probably be wiser to hit the all button. And then I have the 1 and the 7, just like Terry in the next leg, 2, 4, 8, and 11. And then I'm going to close it out with the 2 and the 5 to close out the card today. Race 7, Terry, coming up. I got a little bit of a win bet as I'm going to start to put some of my money to work in our $100 Benny in the bets budget. I mentioned earlier that there were 2 races at 1 3/8. This is the second of them.
It certainly is, and it's on the inner turf. It's an optional claiming race. $40,000 claiming price, purse $75,000, and it's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $50,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than maiden claiming or claiming $40,000, or which have never won 3 races. Yeah,
speaking of 3 races, this is a 3-turn race too, so you better be fit if you want to win that race. Brigade Commander, if you want to buy that one, you can right there. It's optional claiming for $40,000. Looks like a lot of them in here for a price today. So if you want to buy a horse, except for out of Waterbury, you can probably go ahead and spend that 40 grand and get yourself in part of the shake at the end. As I mentioned early up on the first 1 3/8 race, you're looking for horses in the 4 races where closers have won. Pay attention to that first route today at 1 3/8 on the inner turf. See how that one plays out. Outside posts have done better than inside post. And just like we did in the other one, Terry, let's look first at the horse with the most late speed. It looks like we have a pretty good race, in-race edge for one of them.
Yeah, the 7 shows that it's really got a good edge to come from off the pace to win this race.
It does. About a little bit more than a length. 5 points equals 1 length. Again, but on the other end of the race, Terry, at the beginning, we also have one that looks like he's going to have a lot of more giddy up and go.
That's true. That 4 is going to have a lot of giddy up and go, as you say.
And along with that giddy up and go, Terry, he also has a pretty high D zone, so he might like being out there. He's the only horse that wants to be in the front. What do you think about that combo?
Yeah, I think that's a good one. But for me, on these turf races that are distance, I like the ones that come from off the pace better than the ones that go to the front. So
you got plenty to pick from that want to come off the pace for sure. Looking at them, it looks like the 8 and 9 of the closers might like it the best. The 8 does grade out. It's the top total pace horse. The 2, only one dropping in class, Terry. Looks like we got a couple of horses to consider for jockey and trainers.
Yeah, the 6 shows the best jockey. 7's the best trainer, but I think that 6 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Yes, but doesn't make our top 4 total pace horses. That goes to the 8, the 4, the 7, and the 1. So you got the speed, you got the tortoise, you got everything in between. How did you put this one together?
Well, I like the 7 War Officer. He was finished in the money in his last 5 starts, winning 2 of the races, running second versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then Brigade Commander, the 1, won his last race at Saratoga, has a high percentage winning jockey, and he has a good workout on July 20th at 4 furlong. He's my second choice. The 6 is my third choice. Ran second versus similar in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 60% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. The Paddock Pastor is 5 is my long shot. He has finished in the money in 3 races out of his last 4 starts, has the best turf speed among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
The 7-horse War Officer. This guy, Terry, I think is absolutely going to love today's race. He's got that in-race length speed, late speed advantage over everybody else. Hasn't run a mile in 3/8 yet. Everything's been shorter than that. I think he digs the extra distance today and digs in and heads right to the winner's circle. Next up for me is going to be that 1-horse Brigade Command. Both just a nose away from winning 2 out of 2 on Saratoga turf. So, and 1 on the inner turf and 1 on the outer turf. So it doesn't matter which side of the infield he's on. Cognoscenti, the 6-horse, as we have our top 3 in exact order, Terry. That one is making the second start after a layoff. The only other time the horse did 2 starts in a row. The second one was a lot better than the first one. Going to be rolling at the end as well. And has Irad Ortiz. Yeah, we got to look out for that guy screwing up our pick 4s, Terry. And then I'm going to go with Kigali, the 4-horse, the speed horse up front. I've seen it way too many times. The Loney, even in a long race, going to get out to the front by himself, as long as he doesn't run 22, like I see a lot of these goofballs do when they get up on the lead by themselves. But if you run some decent fractions with that very high C-zone, I think he's got a chance, with the right fractions, to run away with it. But I think at the end, the 7 rolls by everybody, and I'm going to put $15 on the 7 to win in race number 7. And I know our good friend, Private Ross, has the 7. So you have the 7, I have the 7. Private Ross has the 7 in race number 7, Terry. That's 4 7s. There has to be a crypto code in that, Private Ross.
Yes.
For sure, I think so. Yeah, like when you're pulling the slot machines, right? 4 7s makes you a billionaire. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 2 races to go. The Daily Double starts in race number 8. This one's a stakes race, Terry. Some big money.
It is. And this race is also going to 7 furlongs. It's called the Johnstone race or stakes, and it's $150,000 purse. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Registry.
Yeah, they're going to start all the way back there. They're going to run down the backside, make that way into the turn, and come on home for their slice of $150K. And that's 7 furlongs to get your slice of that big pie. You're looking for early speed. 3 of 11 horses have gone wire to wire in the 7 furlong race. Strong rail, so Majestic Return might get a majestic trip. 2 and 3 are fair. 4 through 7, Terry, they've been smacked around a touch. And then 8 and out gets a little bit of a bonus too. So you got a good shot in race number 8 to get yourself a stakes title. If you can get out on the lead and 1 on the outside, has a little bit of giddy up and go.
He does. He's got to get out there and beat that 7 to the front there, and probably will do that.
Yeah, got a good chance to do it. You see here, though, the 11, the 2, the 7, they're all pretty tightly mixed up in that early pace. If you're looking for late speed, though, Terry, you got to stand out.
That's right. The 8, and look at that, has really got some really good late speed, followed up by the 2.
Late also a top last race speed figure, 7 points. Better than the rest, Terry. All of them have proven they can win at this level. And boy, sure looks like one of them is not going to have any problem doing it again today.
That's right. The 8, so got a 92% chance to equal it or exceeding the par speed number for today's races.
And if you look at the way this race shapes up, everybody wants to be middle back. So get yourself to the front. You probably have an improved chance. But it looks like only a few of them with really going to enjoy the trip today.
Yeah, the 2 and then the 8 and the 10 both all have above 50% and have a really good chance to feel comfortable in this race.
Looks like a couple of opportunities to maybe catch some good value with the 2, with the 7, and potentially even the 8 here. Top total pace horses in the stakes race, 2, 8, 7, and 4. Terry, who takes home the trophy in the Johnstone Stakes?
Well, it's my pick of the day, and it's the 2 Dolomite. Finished going for the 4th win in a row, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a good workout on July 24th. 8, Sterling Silver ran second in her last race. has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and the best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. And then Hey Olivia, she drops in class today. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. And then I like 5. My main squeeze is the long shot. She drops in class today, ran second versus similar last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 22% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. She has a good workout, 5 furlongs on July 21st. I'm going to bet 40 to win on number 2, a $10 exacta box 2, 8, and then a $10 exacta 2 on top with the 4, 5, 7, and 8.
All right. For me, and I'm going to go race number 8. You like the 2. So Private Ross, again, joining us, Terry. Uh-oh. That's like the Ghostbusters. We're putting together our streams. Look out for giant marshmallow men exploding all over the place. I did read, speaking of which, kind of triggered something else in my mind. I don't know if you read about this, that there's some like foreign object flying towards Earth, and some Harvard professor says it's a hostile alien spaceship, or it could be. Did you see that, Terry?
Wow, no, I didn't hear anything about it.
Yes, indeed. Apparently, though, he has made hostile UFO proclamations before that fortunately haven't come to pass, unless Bruce Willis went and blew him up. I don't know. But I have Dolomite as my top pick too in here, Terry. I don't know if that's good or bad for you. Has raced at this distance 3 times, and you know how many top prizes he's collected, Terry?
3.
3 of 3, and he's never been off the board in 10 races. So I think a safe bet to at least finish in the money. Caldwell Loves Gold, the 4-horse. We all love us some gold there, Terry. Is a class dropper. Decent first up record. Okay works. This horse has been pretty solid at Saratoga. You get Irad Ortiz. He's a good jockey. You get Brad Cox. I think he's winning so far the training title out there in Saratoga. And you're going to get him at 10 to 1? Yes. Pencil that one in for me. Sterling Silver, that 8-horse top last race speed figure, 7 points better than everybody else. Does have, as we pointed out, the biggest in-race edge of more than a length. Late speed in is our simulation favorite. That might go with a little bit of a flyer here. Tricky Temper. Not a lot of speed in this race, as we saw as the race sets up in our race shape right here, pace view. That one's going to get to the front. I think it has a good chance to be there. Jockey Jose Ortiz, one of the best time clock management guys. So I'm pretty sure he'll get out to the front on reasonable fractions. But if you take a look at this, Terry, on this 11 horse, and this is something I like to see too. So if I can ever get there, scrolling at a super speed. Second race after layoff, but look at this workout in between races at Saratoga. I feel like a light switch turned on in between starts. So let's see if indeed that intuition is correct. No additional bets for me in that race. Final race of the day. Tomorrow we'll be back for Saratoga again. Not quite sure what Friday holds, Terry, but as we say, if you're not watching, you're not winning. You want to win on Foreign Friday. You want to win in Saratoga on Terrific Terry Thursday, or Horseshoe Indianapolis next Monday or Tuesday. Terry, what's the best way to make sure you get that done?
Well, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, you really need to do that and hit the bell. That way you get notified about all the different programs we have, including Foreign Fridays. And then go ahead and copy the link below and share it with everybody you know. They can come and check us out. I know they're going to like what they see. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like on TikTok, and also keep these private Ross and John Johnson comments coming, as we love to see them. We like to see your picks. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of times I use your picks when I haven't considered a certain horse, and you make me look at it a little closer, and I'll throw it in there, and it helps.
All right, so last race of today, Terry. We do appreciate everybody joining us. If you haven't shared our content, kindly do so. Again, just a quick reminder, at the end of the show, we'll post our picks along with our suggested wagers right there at horseracingtoday.net. There will be a link, and then you'll also see a replay of the show. In the description, we'll timestamp every race so you can find out why Terry likes the 2-horse Dolomite, why I might like a particular horse in this race, maybe the number 2 as well. You can also get a link to the smart sheets as well as the explanation. There is a tip jar. If you like what we do, kindly hit that up. You can also help out the show and look great by clicking that HRT Gear link right there. Come on over here, get yourself a hat, a t-shirt, an apron, water bottle, whatever it is that you like to do to support the show, stickers, whatever. And you get 20% off if you do it right now. Free picks today, Ajax Downs. But remember, this weekend, you got the Whitney. At the end of the month of August, we're going to have the Travers. You subscribe monthly, you'll get both. All right, Terry, let's take it away to close out Saratoga on this hump day.
Okay, it's 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $50,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, pulled in New York State and approved by the New York State Registry.
Yep, indeedy, that's the way that works. And if you take a look at the profile of a winner, stalkers, but still 1 out of 8 go wire to wire. The rail is hit pretty hard. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 almost fair. 8 and out gets a bonus as well, Terry. So don't necessarily want to be on the lead, but if you're close to the lead, you got a shot. But it looks like one of them is going to be on the lead, maybe for sure.
Yeah, that two has a lot of speed there, so it should get to that lead.
Yes, indeed. Our race shape tells us the 4 really wants to be up on the front. Got a lot of co-pilots in here. The 5 wants to close. So of the experienced horses that have been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line, it's an old-fashioned hamburger where the bun is smaller than the beef. That's not the way it works today. The 1, 6, and 9 have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. Everybody down in class except for the 8 Good Mission. Terry, in these races, getting a good trip matters. And who's going to likely get the best trip?
Well, it appears to me that the 9 is going to get feel the best or most comfortable, followed up by that 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, the 4 wants to lead, though. The 2 might make that task a little bit difficult. How about jockey trainer? Maybe you get a good trip, you get a good jockey to get that done.
Yeah, the 5 has the best jockey, the 1 has the best trainer, but I think the 9 has the best jockey trainer combination.
Yes, indeed. The 2-horse, Kyla's Kaus, top last race speed figure, 8 points better than everybody else. So out on the front, perhaps. The 5-horse, the most late speed by a pretty wide margin. Also, the simulation favorite in there, Terry. 2, 7, 5, and 8. And then a huge gap down on the top total pace. So I would say very strong likelihood that the winner is going to be the 2, the 7, the 5, or the 8. Who do you think it's going to be?
I like the 8, Good Mission. She finished 3rd versus similar in the last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 19% of the races in sprints, and she has high percentage winning jockey. The 2, Kyla's Cause, ran 2nd in her last race. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning jockey. Lasix is added, and she has a nice workout on July 19th. Frog Holler Summer. Hollow Shut Summers is the 4, and she is my 3rd choice. Run 2nd versus similar to her last start at Saratoga, and she has a bullet workout on July 24th. And then I like the 5 as my long shot. Finished in the money, finished 3rd, in versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I don't have any more money, so there's no more bets for me here.
Good afternoon, Miss Charisse Starphilly. How are you today? If you haven't done so, folks, on YouTube, A Kiss of Luck. I had a lot of fun on there with Michael and Steve last weekend. Make sure, and Charisse nailed that pick 4. Really tight finish at the end there in the opening race, but congratulations on that. I'm sure they'll have a great guest for this weekend as well. Again, A Kiss of Luck on YouTube. Make sure you go check that out. Thanks for your time today as well, Don. We appreciate everybody joining us. For me, I'm going to go with the 2 horses, my top selection here, Terry. Top last race speed figure. Top total pace of almost a length. First time Lasix horse, that's going to help a lot. Early pace and is a maiden special weight dropper, 1 of 2 in this field. FIFA Le Fume, I guess that's Pepe Le Pew in another way. A simulation favorite, the biggest in-race edge, 1 1/4 length late speed. 2 solid workouts between races. Going to have more stamina today. Good Mission, much faster final time last out. And then Ipsos, this is a little bit of a long shot perhaps, is the only other maiden special weight dropper. Terry, this is your angle in that there was a 1A and a 1X. This is the one that's still in the mix.
Yep,
Second race improvement potential. Look out for that guy. 25 to win on the 2 on that maiden special weight drop. First Lasix big speed figure edge. and then a $10 exacta 2 over the 1, 5, and 8, and that burns up my entire budget there, Terry.
Well, would you say the 2 is your best bet of the day?
If I have such a thing, I would put it.
All right, there you go, Don Johnson.
I don't really like to do that, but
I know.
the reason I don't like to do that is I found in my times at the track, I would have great conviction. So you're going to rank every horse race, right? And then you're going to put whichever one you think is going to have the best chance to win on the top. And I would do that, and I would pick one horse I really liked, and then that one wouldn't win. And then the other 7 that I put on top that I didn't like as much, where I got better odds, half of them would win. But I didn't bet them because I didn't have that strongest feeling towards them.
Yeah.
That's why I did that.
So Charlie says that on her show on Friday, they're going to have Barry Spears, a handicapper. And if it's the same Barry Spears I know, I met him when I won a contest, and we went to Churchill Downs area for the contest. We were actually given a flight and all that kind of thing, and rooms and that. And he's a very good handicapper, and I really liked him. So
there you go. We got a third-party confirmation, the best sort of advertising. No question about that. All right, race number 2, I think, is about to get started. Let's take a look at race number 2. Let's pull up some of our stuff, and then we're going to get out of here, Terry, you and I.
Okay.
And that's the 4-horse race, right? Yeah, so who the hell knows what's going to happen there? Anyway, they're off and they're running in race number 2. And the 2-horse, as we thought might do, is your leader, Mitoli. But they're all pretty tightly bunched up in there. The 2-horse, then the 3 on his tail, about halfway through. The 4-horse, looks like the 2 is being ridden a little bit hard. The 3-horse is getting a nice, easy ride so far by Manny Franco. The 4-horse on the outside there with Dylan Davis and Rob Atras. It's going to go 3 wide. It's going to be a little bit tougher trip, I feel like, for him. And then all the way at the back of the pack is Racing Colors. Around the bend they go. The 2 and the 3-horse continue to duke it out on front. I thought going wide might be a tough spot for that 4-horse. Indeed, it has been. The 3-horse is edged up in front of the 2-horse as they come make their way home. The 6-horse has gotten himself in front of the big favorite there, the 4-horse. They're making their way home, Terry, and I joked that you should take the 6-horse because, well, he's the one we both put forth. And he's rallying up there. He might actually take the W here. But the 4-horse on the outside is Big Lumbering Horse. Going to find his way maybe to the finish. Yeah, I laughed, right? What did I say? Take the 6-horse, Terry?
Yeah,
right?
that's what you said.
Yeah, 6-4-3-1, 6-4-3-2. Indeed, that's the way it went. 6, 4, 3, and 2. I had it perfectly backwards, Terry.
Well,
you know, in the How to Win a Horse Racing Contest show with Stephen Fielder, he mentioned in these short fields take the longest priced horse, and there you got it. That truism, I guess, came to fruition once again. All right, Terry, any final thoughts from you before we head up? Oh, before we go away, we got to do what we always do. Race number 1 was won by the 5-horse. Race number 2 was won by the 6. I guess that means the 7 wins the next race, Terry. I don't know.
Could be.
Here's the way we see the rest of the card today. Race number 3 starts the first pick 4. That's the way we're stacking that one up. Race number 6 starts the second pick 4. That's the way we're stacking that one up. I put $15 to win on the 7-horse in race number 7. Terry puts his best bet of the day on the 2-horse in race number 8. I got some money on the 2-horse in race number 9. So maybe go 7-2-2, Terry, for a $1 pick 3. Why not at the end?
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow we'll be back for Saratoga. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Please, kindly hit the like button, hit the share button, tell everybody you know about us. And of course, Terry, any final thoughts from you before we leave and get ready for Saratoga on Terrific Terry Thursday?
Yeah, just be careful and safe with all that really massive heat in the east there. And watch out for any kind of these tsunami waves that are coming in to Hawaii and the West Coast and whatever. Other than that, just have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I think all that tsunami stuff is past, but thankfully not too much in the way of big waves. Hopefully today, Terry, for the rest of this day, no matter what you're doing, whether you're trying to avoid a tsunami or you're trying to find a winner or you're just trying to get by, we certainly hope you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing you do until we meet again ends its way in the
Winner's Circle.
Yes. We'll see you tomorrow for a terrific Terry Thursday at Saratoga once again.